Hi guys, back with another video. I'm going to be doing my review today on The Platform. It's a sci-fi thriller on Netflix. I just watched it today and it is amazing. It is such a good film. It's a foreign film and I guess you can say it's kind of like a futuristic type thing where you have these prisoners there in like vertical cells and it goes up, well, it has so many different levels to it, but they're served their food on a platform, on this humongous platform, and they have a certain amount of time where they can like hurry up and eat the food. And so it starts off with this main character who actually volunteers to go in, and I'm trying to not give any spoilers because it's such a good film. It's such a good film. But this main character who volunteers to be in there, he wakes up and he's on level 48. And so imagine level 1 and then 48. By the time the platform comes to them, the food has already been eaten off, obviously, like it's just torn. It just, you look at it and you're like, oh, this is totally gross. I'm glad I'm not eating anything. But what I liked about the film is that they didn't get too grotesque with it, so you can watch it, but it's not for the faint of heart, I will tell you that. It touches on so many different things. You have, capitalism, you have socialism, you have oh god, so many isms in this movie. I mean, it has a lot of symbolisms in it, I'll say that much, and the different meanings. And that's what I love about a lot of great films. It's also a foreign film, so yes, it does have subtitles, but I don't know, these foreign films are killing it. They are killing it. I know the what is that movie that just came out? It was really really good. I haven't seen it. I heard a lot of good things. Parasite or something like that. This Asian film. And I've heard a lot of people say it's really really good. I Back in the day I didn't really like a lot of foreign films because I was just kind of like that lazy film goer where I'm like, I don't feel like reading anything. I want it to entertain me. I don't want to put any work into it. But lately I've been into quite a few foreign films. I wouldn't say a lot, but just watching this will make me get more into it. And I say not even this, but if you see Train to Busan, come on, that is like that is my movie. That is my movie, hands down, the best. If you love zombie movies, that is the best zombie movie is Train to Busan. Okay, I will debate anybody on that. It's basically what World Z should have been, in my opinion. But back to what I was saying, it's this film touches on so many different things. And this guy, he's just like, his inmate has been in there for some time, and he's just like, hey, we're on level 48. It's a good level to be on. And he's like, I've been on level 132 where it's like lower and lower. And he's just like, you have your morals and principles now, but that might go out the window when you're on a level where there's barely any food left. Man, it's so simple, but yet it's so complex, and it's so many layers, which is funny because it's like layers in the film. But once it gets down to whatever layer you on, and you can like bring something in there with you. So just imagine when you're starving and you're looking at the next person across from you, it just imagine. Okay, so that's why I say it's not for the faint of heart, but it is so good. I want to watch this movie again because there's so many little nuances in there that you're like, wow, that can kind of relate to today. You can really kind of like put it in what's going on today a little bit with the coronavirus and everything like that, and how, oh, it touches on greed. It's just like touches on people's fear. And I could tell you a couple of things without giving it away too much. And basically, the main character is asking this inmate. He's just like, who's been there for a while, and who's had to survive and do some crazy things that he didn't want to survive. And he's just like, hey, do you believe in God? And he was like, this month I believe in God. And I'm like, oh, so and you see why when he has to get to other layers and they fighting. And I don't want to give too much away, but I didn't. Trust me, I didn't. It's so much to this film, and it can be left up for interpretation. And I love movies like that. I love movies that do that because it opens the conversations. And going back to how I was saying it relates to today, just like people, you know, it's how can I say this? I can say that this virus and the quarantine and all that stuff, I can either say it has affected me, sorry, or it's made me uncomfortable. And I will say for me, it's just made me uncomfortable. It hasn't really affected me in a way that it's affected other people based on their class. You have people that have literally lost their jobs and they don't know what they're going to eat. I have the luxury of doing this video, and some people are doing TikToks and to keep them, entertained. Some people have that luxury of like, I'm bored, but some people are like, I need to figure out what meal that I'm going to eat. I need to figure out what I'm going to do for my kids to survive. Some people during this time are looking what to do to survive. Me, I'm like, okay, like, I'm a stay-at-home mom and everything, but it affected me to where I can't go to the park with my kids, or I can't take them to the mall and let them play in the play area if it's raining or something like that, or I go to the grocery store and it's a little bit uncomfortable because you have to do all these different things and you have to practice social distancing and all that stuff like that, which is fine, be safe. But imagine the people that it's affecting that are losing their jobs. You know what I'm saying? It's easy for us to say, oh, we'll get through it. It's easy for me to say we'll get through it because I know I'll get through it. But it's hard for somebody to say that doesn't know if they're going to get through it. And I like the fact that you had people in the movie that were trying to do these small things to be like, hey, and when you see the movie and you see the platform of food and you first like the levels, you like, oh my God, how many levels does it go down? But it's just like if everybody worked together, they all could survive. So it was just interesting seeing some people trying to do little things, and then one guy, they do a rebellion. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but they have to think on like a bigger scale. It is just, I'm telling you, it is a good film. This is the type of film where you're going to be talking about it from 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now. Trust and believe. And just from like a writer's standpoint or a creative filmmaker standpoint, I love it's just inspirational when you have to create this world and you create the rules of the world. So they created this whole world, but they honed in just on the prison. You know what I'm saying? So you didn't really have to worry about like all the futuristic stuff that's probably going on out in the world or whatever, but you just honed in on the prison. And a perfect example I would say of that, not that these films are similar, but is oh God, The Purge. The very first Purge was basically where everybody knows the concept of the purge, but it was this whole world that they created and the rules that they created, but it just focused on that man's one house that they did it in. And then the second and third one, they kind of expounded upon it and got into the politics of it all. And then the first purge, and you know how everything kind of went down and all that stuff like that. I would love to see, this film could definitely like expand out, more to what's going out in the world, because they're always talking about like the administration and how one woman didn't know that this was going on and she participated, but she didn't know that people were dying and she's trying to help. It is such a good film. I'm sorry, it's such a good film. I love movies like this. If you're looking for something, and a lot of times on Netflix, it's very hard for me to find something that I enjoy on Netflix, because I'm like, you kind of give and take what you get, because it's like, okay, it's Netflix, it's a free movie. This movie could have easily been a movie that I had to go pay and see, and I would have been completely satisfied. It's quick. It's an hour and like 35, 40 minutes, but it will leave you on the edge of your seat. And there's some scenes where you're like, oh, gross, but it's so good. It is really, really a good film. If you have time tonight, you're looking for something to watch, the platform is it. I'm actually going to watch it again tonight because I like watched it on my phone because I was busy doing stuff here and there and had to pause it ever so often, with a 3 and 1 year old, you can imagine. But I want to watch it tonight when the babies are asleep and watch it with my husband, because I want to see his take and see his view on it. And he has such a complex mind, so I just want to see what his views are about that film. But it was such a good film. I highly recommend it. That's it for the video. I try to keep these pretty quick because I'm always on the go. Film critic on the go. So just make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. Share if you care. And until next time, tomorrow I'm going to be doing my Throwback Thursday on Temptations. Ain't nobody thinking about you, Otis. All right. Love you guys. Have a good one. Stay safe. Stay well. Bye.